My name is Samantha, and I'm here today to share my experiences with anxiety and social anxiety disorder and panic attacks. And so, in this first part, I'm going to explain my journey in discovering my anxiety and a lot of my struggle with it. So, I want to tell that story first. And it begins with an early childhood memory where I came down for breakfast before school, and I was sitting at the kitchen table eating breakfast just like any normal day, and I started to feel a little lightheaded and a little racing in my chest, just kind of slightly, and a little light throughout my body. And I was not familiar with this feeling. So I started to get a little nervous. Why is my heart starting to race a little? Why do I feel a little weak? And I remember when I got a little nervous, it started to get worse and my heart started to race a little more. And then I'm thinking maybe something's wrong with me. And slowly I'm starting to kind of feel weak and lose feeling. And, I don't pass out, but I kind of fall to the floor a little bit. I have to sit on the floor and I start to shake. And this is really scary for a kid who doesn't know, is something wrong with my heart? Am I breathing okay? And I'm kind of on the floor, and my mom is there. She comes over, and so I do feel a little safe, knowing that she'll take care of me, but I'm not sure what's going on. And eventually, soon after, we get me checked for heart conditions. My pulse is okay, and turns out I'm healthy in all regards. And so it kind of doesn't really make sense. What is happening to me? Why did this happen, and what's going on if I seem to be all around healthy? And this was one of my first experiences, but it continues to happen, not frequently, but throughout my life it happens, where I'll get a little lightheaded or my heart will start to race. And thinking back, I noticed that it would happen often in social situations as well. So I would go to school and I'd be in a group of people that I wanted to be friends with, and I would start to feel a little shaky and I would feel a little nervous. And I sometimes I would feel stupid because I would be in a room where I wanted to talk to people and make friends, but all of a sudden I would get nervous that I was going to say something stupid and my mind would go blank. And I would have no thoughts to say at all. And now I feel even more silly and stupid. Here I am trying to talk to someone and I can't think of anything to say. And that just made it worse, and I'd get more scared. And I just thought that I was antisocial and I wasn't charismatic, and it was a hard concept to deal with. I didn't have as many friends because of it. However, I would notice that in other situations with my family or with friends that I had become close with, I would be a totally different person. If I was calm and comfortable, I would be silly and effervescent and happy, and people would love me, and it was this kind of difference in my life, and I couldn't understand it. I would also have a lot of excess energy sometimes, and I didn't understand why. Before I went to bed, especially if I was nervous about falling asleep at night, I would have to pace around my room, and I would sometimes throw tantrums or feel frustrated with this excess energy, and it was all really confusing. And this kind of persisted, and I went to college, and I had some more experiences dealing with this. Sometimes you're drinking at college and your mind is not totally clear, and I would start to have symptoms of panic attacks now that I know what they are. And as this continued to happen, I look back, and that first experience as a kid was so clearly the signs of a panic attack. And it so much forms in your mind, and you think this physical disaster is happening to you, And that's what happens when you have a panic attack. And I realized, wow, I can't believe I was having this as a child, and we had no idea. And so I would say after college, I was kind of figuring things out. I was in a first relationship of kind of my life, and I was starting a new job, and things were just kind of scary. I was figuring it out, and I started on medication for anxiety and depression, and also OCD, and it would give me heartburn. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and I would have heartburn, and I would be so scared that I was not able to breathe, and I would then go into a panic attack. Or I would be at dinner, and I thought that I accidentally ate fish because I feel this like constriction in my throat, and I would start to go into this panic attack. Or again, with social situations, it was still continuing to happen. And when I say panic attack, I want to kind of quickly explain. You get this compression feeling in your chest, and it's really terrifying because you think that your throat is closing. You think that you can't breathe. And that thought makes it worse. And so now the compression is more. Now you start to shake. Now, all of a sudden, I think I'm going to die. I think I can't breathe. I'm going to die. I am on the floor, shaking, teeth chattering, spiraling out of control. And, I can breathe and I calm down, but how do I stop this cycle? What is going on? And so at this point in my life, I'm recognizing my problem and figuring out how to deal with it. I'm leaning a lot on my partner to help me, and that's not working because he doesn't know what to do. And eventually my partner and I break up, and I leave this terrible job that I hate, and I'm in grad school, and I'm begin on this journey of recovery. And that's what I want to talk about in the second part of the video, so stay tuned for that.